Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honour and distinct pleasure to interview this evening. We've already kind of started the interview about 15 minutes ago. We've been rambling like old women. But, ladies and gentlemen, I give you Mr. Phil Maher of the Hot Shots. And anybody else?
Just the Hot Shots at the moment, yeah.
Just the Hot Shots at the moment.
Phil Maher of Phil Maher and the Hot Shots.
Yeah, Phil Maher and the Hot Shots.
Ooh, that could be. That's got a nice ring to it, actually.
So, multi-instrumentalist. Is that a mullet?
Lockdown mullet, yeah.
Lockdown mullet wearer. And
full-time mullet wearer.
Yeah, full-time mullet wearer. I do apologise.
Let's not dance around the point.
Living the dream.
Living the mullet dream.
How are you, dear boy?
I'm very well, very well. Yeah, very, very, very well. Four varies. How are you doing, Mike? I feel like, because we've just done this bit of the conversation, I don't know what to say now.
We've just got to do it. We've got to pretend for the masses.
I'll pretend.
It's like a marriage. We just go through the motions, pretend that we're still into it.
I'm good, just going from work, and I'm off for 10 days now, so guitar playing ahoy.
Excellent. James Diaz says lockdown mullet. He agrees.
He's a big fan of the mullet. Calls me Mullet Man, so.
Aww. Affectionately, of course.
Yeah, I think that's a good affectionate nickname. I've heard worse.
I've definitely got worse. So,
how for me?
No, of course not. I either call you Love Bug or Pumpkin. That's my other two names there.
That's what we need.
So, how have you been coping with lockdown, being a musician and losing pretty much all of our shows? How's it been for you?
It's been obviously bad on that front. Not
we're
being
all
able
broke.
to play, and yeah, we're all very, very extremely broke. But looking on the bright side, managed to get loads of videos done with the band, and loads of videos done for myself with the guitaring, and I think it's stuff that you would never normally get the chance to do in everyday life. So it's been good to be able to do those things, you know, without feeling guilty or even more tired that you've managed to do that. So it's been, I think we made the most of it, and yeah, just looking forward to getting back. But I think it's going to be a while just yet.
I think it's probably going to be next year.
Oh.
I know it's horrible to admit, but I think that's going to be the way it goes.
But what will be. I think our actual next current gig is the 23rd of August. So whether that will get pushed back or not, we will see. But unless they're saying no amplified music, so maybe we can get away with just doing the acoustic set, you know?
Yeah, if we can just
in masks.
Yeah, exactly. 4 hazmat suits. Just sit there, ding.
We did have that just before lockdown. A client was like, "Can you all wear masks, please?" And I was thinking, how do you think that's going to work?
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Can work on my deep voice, you know.
That's what Scorpion from Mortal Kombat would sound like if he sang.
But at least the one good thing that will come out of this, not the one good thing, but is that we'll never have to lend your mic out ever again, because you'll just be like, sorry, you can't do it. Can't do it. It's not safe. It's not safe for you.
Question. If you were offered a gig regarding all the information we know about COVID and everything, if someone did offer you a gig indoors at the moment in the current climate, would you take it or would you say no?
Good question. Well, I would think we'd take it. I would take it as long as the precautions were there, because I feel like, you know, you could do it on the guidelines that there are now. You know, if I was doing, or if we were doing a band gig, you know, as long as the stage was big enough and there was a good enough crowd gap between you and the crowd, and you know, I don't know, they could get perspex screens up. Chaddy could use his real kit for once, and
there's a novelty.
But I think it would be doable. But I think with people's weddings, you know, it's all about the party. So
yeah,
obviously it's about much more than that. Sorry,
it's about the true love between two people coming together.
No, but yeah, so you wouldn't want to spend that much on a wedding and not have a really good party. So I think I understand why couples would be like, we'll just wait till next year. But yeah, I think it'd be doable because I work in town and people aren't really social distancing. They aren't really following any guidelines.
No.
But yeah, like I think, or like we said before we started, they said the other day they don't want to do amplified music because you have to shout over the music to speak to someone, so that's instantly contamination, isn't it? So
Well, and drunk people also like shouting at you. So
yeah. Well, there's that pouring beer over me, pouring God knows what over me, falling into me. That'll be definite. I've had a few falls in my time. Not of me. People just
stacking into you.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
And just hanging off you as they fall down, like just pulling the top down, slowly fall into the guitar, fall into the trousers, and it's like
any excuse to try and undress you as quickly as they can. Oh, by accident.
Very long accident. Yeah.
Okay, right. That's enough.
Would you take a gig?
The only one I would consider is outside.
That's true. Oh yeah, you did say inside, didn't you? Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, I would say I'd say yes if there was really spacious venue that one that there was a stage which you were heightened on and stuff like that. I wouldn't do something that you're going to be face to face with someone.
Something where they can keep the crowd away from you, where you're not going to get people coming up close again, so you can sort of follow all the rules and guidelines, because it's just not worth it otherwise. It's all just going to spike and go horrible again, and
it's still very much here. So it is. It's not time yet.
Right, that's enough depressing stuff. Right, let's go on to the good stuff.
Start it on a high.
Yay! We're all going to die, everyone. So make the most of it. Yeah. Right, let's start off from the early days of Phil. We're going to go back.
So we're going to go
back to young Phil. Was young Phil a musical chap?
Young Phil was a musical chap. Should I do this all in the third person?
Yes, I think you should.
So Philip first learned the piano at grade. I don't know when I started.
And please do it in that kind of Harry Enfield English.
Brian. No, I can't remember when I started playing piano. Probably like 8, 9, or 10 or something like that.
Why did we all learn piano?
It's the key instrument, man. I didn't know it at the time. If you know piano, then the world is your oyster. I'm so glad I learnt piano, because I mean I got to like grade 5 piano, which funnily enough, like I think when you think of the grades you go, oh, grade 8's the top, but grade 8 is not the hardest pieces ever. So I look at grade 5 stuff in the shop now and I'm like, oh, it's not like, it sounds like it'd be really hard and it's not easy still, but
it's starting to get quite difficult by that point.
Yeah, definitely. But then after I did that I kind of gave up piano and I didn't touch it for like properly for years. And then when I got to college and I started doing recording and stuff, I realised I was like, I can play piano. And, if you can play piano, then you can program anything. And it was literally, it's been the most invaluable instrument, I'd say. It's
Anthony's just said key instrument.
How did I miss my own pun? So yeah, I learnt piano and I also learnt the flute. Yeah, quite. There was a really cool guy in the concert band who played flute, and I was like, I want to be like that guy. So I learned a bit of flute as well, and then it was when I was a bit of a late bloomer on the rock scene. I didn't start learning guitar till I was about 14 or 15.
Same here.
And I didn't. I mean, my older brother was kind of into, a bit of rock music, but it seemed hard to get hold of at the time. I knew the sound in my head. I knew what I wanted to listen to. I had no idea how to find it, where to find it. Yeah. I remember seeing Top of the Pops and seeing "It's My Life" by Bon Jovi, which is probably why I'm a massive Bon Jovi fan now. Being like, I like the sound of that. And I remember seeing like "In Too Deep" or something like that by Sum 41 and being like, that is what I want to hear, but not knowing what it was, how to hear it, anything. But I finally managed to get a guitar, and then kind of year 10, 11, found out about all these, you start with all the classics, Offspring, Alien Ant Farm, Linkin Park.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think the those couple of years in school were some good years. And me and Sam were our school rivals, so that helped us both become a lot better, I think. And then obviously we joined forces to in the morning after, and that literally started on like year 11. So how are we going all the way through? Let's go all the way through.
Yeah, come on.
I'll give you
let's do this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send you very quickly. Have you got the space to open up another window? Because I'm going to send you. There's a fair bit of chat coming through, so I am going to send you the chat link, which I should have done earlier, but we were talking, so I blame that on you.
Oh, that comes up on there. Okay.
So if you click open on that and open a separate window, you should see the chat.
I double clicked it and then is it in the conversation?
Yep. If I type something, that should pop up.
No, send it again. Can you send it again?
I can. Hang on. So it will come up in a separate window because this is no, I've just posted that in the actual chat itself, which really didn't work. So everyone can now look at the chat that way. Right, so I posted it in the Skype chat.
Right, yeah, I can see that there. So I'll right click. Oh no, as soon as I click on it, it just disappears.
If you right click and copy link.
Yeah, it didn't give me that option. Can you put it in our little Skype message?
That's what I did.
Oh, it just came up on the screen.
That's weird.
Unknown messages, restream chat. Oh, is that the thing?
There you go.
Ah, that's that thing that was blinking at me.
There you go, everyone. We're learning something new every day.
I'm new to Skype, so I've got this new restream chat come up. Does it not show the messages that are already in there, or just show the new ones?
No, if I type the word bum, you should now see bum.
Lovely. I've seen bum.
Excellent.
Cool. So so I was doing the morning after. That was good fun. We did what all original bands do, just soldier through, played as many gigs as you can. But I guess we got kind of lucky and released a couple of albums and got to do some lovely touring, and we had our Japanese release as well of both the albums actually. Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah. We were actually scheduled to go to Japan, and it was, talking of disasters, that was the weekend of that festival was when the tsunami hit Japan.
Oh.
Back in like 2011, and they cut the festival down to 1 day from 2. So unfortunately, we didn't make the cut.
Shit.
Yeah. So that was quite a bummer. But yeah, so that was so much fun doing that and touring Europe and playing like good festivals and stuff. That was classic, like original band stuff, really hard slog, and I don't remember it being a lot of like fun at the time because it was just so like, doing an original band is like
really intense,
constant slog.
Yeah.
But now I look back on it with incredibly fond memories, and just that was a really good time.
Do you miss it? Would you go back
to original bands?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No, there's no money, is there?
There's no money on. No, I think as much as I like writing a few little riffs here and there, I'm much more of the other side of things. I like recording and making things happen, producing. I like being the guy on the other side rather than, or even, I like being in that part of the process rather than the creative part of the process, really.
Because a lot of people, sort of, especially when you start getting like various degrees of success, and they love the touring life, but I think you have to get to that point where
it's comfortable.
There's not like 5 or 6 stinky, farting, smelling boys like stinking out the travel van. And
I think the first few tours I did, we had a Toyota Hi-Ace, which is a little blue van, which had oh no, it wasn't that one. Even when we had a proper like postie van, I still slept on top. We had a partition, so a bunk in the back, and then the gear underneath. I slept between the gear and the bunk. I would just Yes, I'm a sleeping bag. I remember one time I slept under the van. It was just, we'd obviously like finished the gig and just put everything away really roughly, and got back to the van at whatever hour, and I was just like, I can't move all the gear. I'm just gonna have to sleep under the van, And I did. It was lucky. It was like Belgium or something like that, so it was blisteringly hot anyway. Yeah, no, it's one of those things in my head. I'd love to do it, maybe, but then I think more I'd love to do like a tribute band or something at some point.
What would you do? Your choice of tribute band, what would it be?
Well, I would love to do a Bon Jovi tribute band. Surprise, surprise.
No.
You wouldn't guess. Or a Def Leppard. I'd love to play like guitar and BVs in like a Def Leppard tribute band. That would be great. Something like that. Or I would, as much as I love singing and being frontman, I think it's so much work compared, because I've been the guitarist, I've been the lead guitarist, and then come to doing singing and guitaring, and I think being a guitarist is a lot easier, so a lot less stress and a lot less worry. So I would love to, go and do a touring band or something where I just get to play guitar, sing BVs, have a great time.
Have you ever just done just singing on stage?
Yeah. Well, there's a bunch of songs.
How do you find that?
It's Chuddy. Yeah, I mean, I'm quite comfortable doing it. It's just the wedding clients. I take my kind of inspiration from kind of rock star singers rather than dancey pop singers. So
yeah,
not that we ever have enough space for me to run around the stage like Bruce Dickinson or something, but give me a riser, give me something to put my foot on, and I'll be doing that kind of stuff. But yeah, I don't mind it. It's good.
But guitar is where your heart lies, then.
Yeah, I think obviously I think I would. It's weird. I sing a lot better when I'm not playing guitar, but I feel more comfortable when I have got guitar in my hands.
Yeah. Well, you haven't got. The thing is, if you have hair, then at least you've got something you can do.
I had hair. It's not yet, man.
No, but it's kind of like, again, if you've got the the long flowing rock hair, then you can just be a guy standing there waving your hair around, and it's fine.
That's all you need. But if you're a short head, then there's not. It is. I think so I'm happy not having the guitar, but like you say, it's definitely a safety net that you can. If you ever not, there's a lot of time you're not singing.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of time you're not playing guitar. So whenever you're not singing, you can just rock out and you look cool still, and you don't look awkward. So
exactly. James has said, are you getting the messages coming through now?
Yeah, I got them.
Cool. Yeah, James has said, sign me up for a Bon Jovi tribute band.
Yeah, I know he'll be into that. I'm trying to talk the guys into doing Keep the Faith cover, so maybe that'll be on the way.
Great tune.
It's a good one. We're trying to think of one that people knew and that wasn't too rocky.
These days.
I don't know if that's well known enough. Which I know it sounds sacrilege because it's these days, but
yeah, but that album, wasn't that the one that got to number one?
I thought all Bon Jovi albums were number one.
No, I don't know.
They're number one in my mind.
Yeah, they're number one in my heart. But no, I'm sure that was the one that when they did the huge Wembley sort of around 1992, 93.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. That was good times for them. Those were the good days.
That was an epic show. That one got that on VHS. You won't remember that. You're too young.
The Hoos. I know the Hooses.
Really?
They're good. I watched many videos.
Have you got Duvdas as well?
Yeah, you should see my Duvda collection. Even that feels old school now, but I just like watching the DVD. Call me old fashioned. I like a good old DVD.
HD bollocks. Just fuck off.
Don't need HD. It's But yeah. So yeah, we'll see what. I'm enjoying doing the covers. So that's the thing. If I wasn't, I'm quite lucky because I really enjoy doing what I'm doing. So it's not a case of feeling like, I think some people in cover bands feel like they're just selling out or just going through the motions and just going, oh, that's what it is.
I think you only do that if you get a really shit covers band.
Well, there's that. But luckily I've got a really good covers band, and the guys are fantastic players. So it's every gig is is a laugh, and we just go absolutely mental and play pop songs, not how they're meant to be played, but
good.
It's different every time, and it's even more ridiculous every time. So it's
We got up the ante. You can never get complacent.
This is it. So they're always good fun. So I'm looking forward to getting back to that, to be honest.
So what was your first covers band after doing the morning after?
Well, that's the thing. Like, after the morning after, I'd had one more original band, not my original band, but a band called Crash Mansion, who are Southend based.
Oh yeah, I remember them. The name anyway.
Guys, Killer Tricks now, Sam. And don't know if Dan's in Killer Tricks, but so I played with them for a while, and then they split up. And then I think I had a lull for like a year where I wasn't really playing, and that's when I probably started doing YouTubey stuff. And then I'd heard of Pop Gun, and I thought, oh, that's the exact band that I want to be in. But they already had a singer, they already had a lineup, but they weren't gigging yet. And then I did a Danger Zone cover on YouTube, and I knew the guys anyway. And then they called me up and got me in for an audition, for a hilarious audition. If you ever go for an audition, make sure you know what you're actually auditioning for, because I walked into that audition thinking I was auditioning for guitar, not singing. And although I very much wanted to be the singer, we're just playing along for a couple of hours. I was playing guitar, had a mic. Well, we all had mics in front of us, and I thought, it's got a couple of hours into rehearsal. I thought, oh, I'm just going to sing. I'm just going to start singing just to fill the void. And so we did a bunch of songs. They're really good. And then we finished and walked home, went home, whatever. And they said, oh, mate, yeah, you're in. Great. And I can't remember what the wording was, but he kind of said, yeah, so you're the new singer. And I was like, what?
Okay.
I thought I was getting into guitar. I only started singing because no one else was singing, and they were like, "No, we want you to audition for singing." So, imagine that spun the other way around, where you invite someone to be your singer, and they're like, "Halfway there." I must have looked like the most shy introvert singer ever. But until I started singing, but they must have thought, "Oh, maybe he's just a bit nervous or whatever." So. But I still got the job. So
gone on that long, like a couple of hours. Like, should we say anything to him? Should we? No. He's probably just getting his confidence. Just give him a little while.
But I think after we found out exactly what was going on, then it was all full steam ahead. So that was literally the first covers band I was in, the first band I've sung in, as well. So big learning curves to at the start, but we did really well in that. We got some really good stuff out, and we played some really cool shows.
We've just had Carl Younger has said, "too hot shot, a verb. To overplay any all pop songs in a wedding setting like a filthy animal."
And that's what we expect from all our Deps, Carl. So
it's like he knows you.
Yeah, Carl Deps for us sometimes, and it's so funny because the four of us obviously know exactly our mannerisms and what we'll do during a set. So when you have someone else come in, as you all know, it's such a different vibe. And sometimes, I know what to expect with Carl, and Carl brings something so different to the table, which is equally as fun and cool. It's good fun. It's good fun, but he's completely right. Basically, fuck up every song that anyone wants to hear, and make it really heavy and wank all over it.
I think all of us who are in any band can look at that and just go,
yeah,
feel it right there.
Yeah, it's you got to play it like you're, Beyonce's house band or whatever. They just absolutely tear apart these pop songs and make them cooler than you've ever heard them.
Yeah.
That all went well, and then the Persistent Hot Shots came up. And the rest is history. That's a year and a half ago now. I've been playing with them.
Blimey.
And probably coming up to 2 years actually. But we won't count the last 6 months. But
no, I think we're all going to have to just chalk this one up to experience. I think. Right. So the question that you haven't meant, or the thing you haven't mentioned is probably one of the highlights in your musical career was the Robert Downey Jr. party.
That's so weird that you brought that up, man.
Oh, come on, you know I would.
So do you want to hear the story? This is a hilarious story because it's such a classic situation that you'd find yourself in. So
take it away.
As a function band, like you get on as many agencies as you can, just so you get as many avenues as gigs coming in. So you're always getting inquiries from all over. They don't give you any details. They go, right, you're free on this date for this. That's it. So this inquiry came in out of the blue. We did clock that it was at Pinewood Studios. So I thought, that's interesting. That's, the biggest movie studios in London, whatever. But obviously they didn't say who it was for. So we just thought, great, just another gig, no problem. We drove to Pinewood Studios. Excuse me.
It's all right.
And get to the gate. Obviously it's like mental security. They're like, give us loads of non-disclosure forms to sign. We're like, yeah, okay, fine, whatever. Yeah, it's a movie set. They don't want to divulge in anything. So we get escorted through to this just little marquee, really, a little white marquee, like 5 by kind of 20 meters. Not particularly massive or anything. There's like food out, just lots of staff around. We set up and get sorry, just saw Trav's message. Still waiting for the drums. So we got all set up and all ready to go, and we noticed on the birthday cake that it said RDJ 53. So my bass player, who's a massive Marvel fan, thought, I'm going to Google that, and he Googled it and just thought, it's Robert Downey Jr.'s birthday today, and we were like, fuck off, it's obviously not Robbie. That it's just going to be a staff, someone from the staff here.
Yeah.
So then I got tasked with the job. Phil go and ask whose birthday it is. So I sheepishly go up to one of the one of the people there who's sorting something out. And I'm like, so whose birthday actually is it today? And they went, oh, it's Robert Downey Jr.'s. And I'm like,
okay,
great. Wish you didn't wear my tie-dye t-shirt. So I went back and told the guys, and we all very casually walked to the van before just going mental in the van and just calling everyone we knew. And then it also dawned on us that we had just signed 4 non-disclosure agreements, and we couldn't really tell anyone what we were about to do.
Oh.
And we knew no one would believe us. Who's going to believe?
Until the video footage came out.
Well, this is it, yeah. So we were like, great, this is one of the coolest gigs ever, and we're not going to get nothing from it, no pictures, no videos. Anyway, so we come out, we start the set. He walks in, he's having a hell of a time. He was, the only one kind of dancing, and it was his birthday. We can allow that. So he was having a really good time. He came up and sang a few harmonies with me. I was like, Robert Downey Jr. singing Bruce Springsteen with me. This is amazing.
He's got a good voice, isn't he?
Fantastic voice. You've seen the Driven to Tears video with Sting.
Yeah, he's kind of doing method singing, isn't he? He sounds exactly like Sting.
Yeah. So yeah, he did that, and then that was when the golden moment happened. Was that he started live streaming it from his Insta. So which we didn't know obviously until we had finished playing. And so as soon as we finished, and he came over, and he was the nicest guy, thanked us all, gave us lots of compliments, and then obviously he was busy doing other stuff. And then we realised it was all over Facebook. He'd live streamed it, so we were like, right, that's it. The gate's up. Yeah. So we were like, don't have to care about the non-disclosure now because it's all free. So started sharing that. Still, loads of people didn't believe us. They were like, nah, because he was in his costume as well. Right. It was like it's Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. It was Dr. Dolittle, Robert Downey Jr. So, we did that, and then the really cool thing was, and this was all a lunch break on the filming set. They were just on lunch break from filming, so it was like a midday gig, and if anyone asks you to sing "Sweet Child of Mine" at anything less than 1 p.m., you're like, yeah. But he loved it, and yeah, at the end of the gig, he came up. Well, I had to do the, excuse me, Mr. Downey Jr., could we have a picture with you? You know, it's the last thing anyone wants to have to ask. But he was so humble and just came over and was like, yeah, totally. Even his manager kept going, no, Robert, you're in costume, you can't do this. And he was literally like, this will be really good for these guys. I want to do it. And took the photos with us, and then he went on his way. And then so it was the most mental, just like 1 hour of I think it was something weird like a Wednesday afternoon as well. So you know, within an hour it's all over, everyone's cleared out, and that was that story. Then we went home and celebrated.
So went home, sat there, went, did that really happen?
What the hell just happened?
What?
Yeah,
What's going on here?
it was, and now I still have brides coming up to me and just hugging me or tugging at me or grabbing my hand and being like, which hand did he touch? You know, I'm like,
do you still smell of him?
Yeah. But yeah, so it was a really good time, and yeah, very lucky really. That like
Awesome.
I say, it was just an out of the blue gig. He personally chose us.
Of course.
It wasn't his assistant's choice at all.
No,
But
he knew
we'll go
everything about it 100%.
he was a big fan. He saw, I know these guys are in town. Let's make it happen.
As long as you believe that in here and in here, that's all that matters.
There we go. That's
Right.
where I'm gonna go.
I think it's guitar time.
Guitar time.
Guitar time.
Oh dear.
Don't look so scared, you'll be fine.
About 3 beers in now, so well.
It'll be perfect. I'm expecting great things from you.
Great, yeah. No
Yeah.
pressure. Just expecting great things from you, man.
I expect all of your friends and followers here to heckle you as much as possible, just to make it feel like a real gig.
I feel like there hasn't been enough heckling yet, which I shouldn't encourage any heckling. Really,
Yeah, come on, guys. Rip him a new
Come on.
asshole. This is what it's all about.
So as soon as I start playing, they will heckle because they'll be like, yeah, that's Phil Mayer.
Right. So first thing we're going to go for is the licks that define Phil Mayer.
The licks.
All the techniques, the style. What is Phil Mayer?
My go-to, I would say personally, vibrato is a big thing of mine. Like, you'll never hear me just go, you know, it will always be even if it's not like a really wild 80s, it will just be like a nice, I always seem to somehow squeeze harmonics out at the end. Just like making those notes kind of scream out, and so that, I mean, yeah, you'll never hear me just do a plain. I'm like quite an aggressive player. Like, I'm always really digging in, lots of pick rakes. If I was just going to do a bend, I wouldn't just. It'd be. You know, there's even an up-down pick rake there.
Nice.
So, like, yeah, I like just really squeezing the most out of notes I can, playing with as much attitude as I can. Obviously, this doesn't work in all situations. You know, I was about to say if you gave me a Beatles track, I wouldn't do that, but I totally would do that.
Of course you would.
Just my actual Beatles solo at the moment for Twist and Shout is let's see if I can remember it. So obviously starts with the but then it goes into so, you know,
of course it does.
You've got to rock up the beat. Why not? Yeah.
I'm in a band with Matthew Speed. Don't worry about it. I'm perfectly used to it.
That's how it goes. So yeah, good vibratos. Always play with attitude. Try and make it as over the top as possible, unless it doesn't need to be over the top. In which case,
Do it anyway.
I mean, do it. As Malmsteen says, more is more. You know.
Of course it
Some
is.
people say less is more. No.
No, more is more.
Or is literally more.
Less money isn't more money, is it?
That's a good comparison there.
You might want to check your comments, by the way. The trolling is slowly building.
Oh, nice. Squeezing out. Sweet best. Yeah, I mean, who doesn't like squeezing
It's fairly
one out?
mild trolling.
I'm sure it'll get worse.
Come on, people. Make us proud.
So, I mean, yeah, I don't like to just shred over everything, but I'd say number 2 thing is whammy bar. I feel a bit lost without a whammy bar. I played without a whammy bar for a few years, and as soon as I got this guitar with the Floyd on again, you know, I'm trying to think of a solo I haven't done in like the ones I've done on YouTube recently that don't have either, you know, just a full-on, or I really like doing the flutters, which probably I can imagine people don't know what the hell I'm doing because they always just see me going like wafting a fart in the background.
Was that me? Ooh.
Yeah, but yeah, just the whole. I'm tuned to E flat at the moment, so I haven't got much back at the moment, but.
There you go.
There it is. So always loads of whammy bar. Always just pick up any. Just nice. Just joins everything up. So there'll always be plenty of whammy bar stuff.
Just quick question, very quick question. Yeah. The Floyd Rose you've got, was that added? Did that come with it, or was it added on personally by you?
This came with this guitar. So this is actually a master built Strat by Jason Smith, who's one of the Fender master builders. So it's meant to be a 56 Strat.
Yeah.
But a la Phil, it's meant to look like a 56 Strat that someone in the 80s has then absolutely hacked apart and you know, shoved a humbucker in the bridge, shoved a Floyd Rose on, yeah, just made it a real hot rodded 80s guitar. So
nice.
It's, all I ever wanted. So it's my dream guitar, man.
It's what I want to do with. I've got one, the Fender Performer, coming at the weekend, and I want to get a Floyd stuck on it.
Yeah, so it's a tough one. People always say, not to detract from that, but they always say just buy a guitar with a Floyd on rather than add a Floyd to a guitar. But I think if you get it done properly, then it should be fine, you know.
Yeah, I'm not going to sell it. It's going to be my guitar, so I don't have to worry about.
As long as it's playable.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully.
No, didn't you just say the other day you were just starting to learn again? You just make things nice and easy for yourself.
Yeah.
What goes in the mix?
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a while, so that's one of my aims for the lockdown, is to try and get back to a competent guitarist level. So
well, I'm
been
sure
a long
you're
time.
Underselling yourself.
No, I'm not. I'm really not.
One note on bass. That's it. What were we saying? Yes.
Lots of whammy bar you were doing.
Lots of whammy bar, lots of hard attacks. I'm a big tapping fan, and that totally came out of the fact that I was just terrible at alternate picking, and I wanted to play fast. So, which I have a feeling is the excuse for most people who tap. They go,
it's the Jennifer Batten way. If you've ever watched Jennifer
Batten.
Yeah, she's the same. She's not a very fast picker, so she'll just tap everything. And the Red Beach as well.
Red Beach, that's the thing. Red Beach is one of my favourite guitarists. Dan Huff, I don't know if you know him, he's one of my favourite guitarists.
Who's he played?
He played in a band called Giant.
Ah.
But he's a massive producer now. He's produced like Megadeth records, Lady Gaga records. He's a big country producer in Nashville. And he was like the session go-to guy. He did the solo on Here I Go Again, Whitesnake. Did the solos on Michael Jackson, Celine Dion. He's the guitarist you've heard a million times and you don't know who it is kind of guy. I've got fly. So I've got to say, some go-to tapping things. I've done this actually a couple of times on latest videos, but it's a really simple one. It's a Pentatonic Lick. Great. The ones we all love.
Of course.
And it goes, I'll play it slowly. So it always reminds me of Alien for some reason. That kind of the intervals they have in the Alien soundtrack. So it's just like a nice, and it's quite lovely to play. So if you've just got a few seconds in a solo, you need to kind of fill up. You can just. So that's always a fun one, and you can just move it anywhere.
Yep.
Because it's just a pentatonic. So another one, it's a good Red Beach one, which I'm not going to be able to play now, but. Kind of just a lot of stuff I do is quite linear. I'm not really into the getting really mixed up with going back and forth between a lot of notes. It's all a bit too confusing. I just
too much hard work.
Keep it straight. That's a good one. And then just always just moving around really. You just always just fit those extra notes in. So there's normally a fair amount of tapping in there. I say I don't like alternate picking, but it's only I can kind of do it. But it's one of those things. I think like anyone can do anything if they're going to put the time in to get it. But if I want to do a quick run, I can manage it. It's fine. But I can't sit there and shred like Petrucci all the time or something like that. But
no, there's that kind of thing that I always call it bubbling. You know, when they get the front pickup and they get that.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm not like a neck pickup guy, but everything just sounds better when it's on the neck pickup and you're just like, I'm not going to do it now. Yeah. I prefer it on the bridge. Yeah, so I can go like a decent speed on alternate picking, but then if I'm recording, then obviously I can drop in a quick just don't know what to do. A quick little lick like that or something, but
Travis has really just said, play some blues or funk, your favourite. It's a dive bomb, drop, hench chord.
I'm not a blues fan. I enjoy blues guitar, but I just can't do it. It's just nothing. It's never appealed to me.
Yeah.
So I don't have any of those inflections. The blues guitar players have just that feel like, but it's never appealed to me. So I've never sat there and tried to learn blues licks. I mean, you've got the usual. Kind of classic rock blues, but it's not. I try and stay away from it really. I try and stay away from obvious licks.
The thing is with blues licks, you can kind of, even at higher speed, can't you? You can throw them in, and it shakes it up a little bit. It takes it away from all the just normal pentatonic stuff, and actually makes it sound a bit more interesting. Yeah,
if you can, that's the trick to the blues rock playing. You can either play it like really blandly, or you can be like Bonamassa or Gary Moore, and it's just a dream every time you hear it.
Yeah.
It's my dad.
It's
about as much as I've got on the Crossroads lick. I did learn. You've seen Crossroads, haven't you?
I've seen the showdown, and the hilarious thing of when it shows his hands and they're not his hands. Isn't it Vi doing both?
It was Ry Cooder
doing Ry Cooder, that's
his bits, and then Vi doing the other bits. Yeah, that was one of the licks from him. That's another like cool. That's the thing. I love alternate picking, but I just need to practice it a lot more to actually do it well. But this is a lick I use a lot, which I actually only learnt quite recently. But it's kind of like you double up each line as you go. So. So you can get some kind of nice little
That's nice.
things out there. And it just makes it easier because you're just not having to think too much. So yeah, Paul Gilbert, I do really like a lot of his stuff, but it's one of those things impossible to play.
Yep.
Great.
I love watching people when you play something like Daddy Brother Love a Little Boy, and they come to the solo, and they might get the first like then they'll go da 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 da, and then it goes to shit from there.
I started doing a cover of that a few weeks ago, and exactly how you say, I could play the first couple of lines, and then I got to that where just that really long succession of just shred.
Terrifying notes.
I was like, oh, yeah, I gave up on that one.
I don't blame you at all.
No,
Nick has said, so, on tonight's jazz club, bland blues.
Bland blues. Yeah. Don't get me started on the Chili's, Mick. So what we got? Red Beach, Dan Huff. Yeah, so I like Paul Gilbert's stuff. And
just so people know, he's written things down.
I'm a list maker.
Yeah.
I like a good bit of string skipping, you know. What else have we got? What else things do I like? So I love a bit of like the Malmsteen stuff. Big Malmsteen fan.
Yeah.
You know, just his kind of riffs as well. Like if it comes to riffs, then I'm a big like kind of double stop fan. So I love. Megadeth, stuff like that, and like pedal notey, you know. That's all those classic 80s riffs. It's just they get me going. That's what I'm all about. Yeah, the problem with the Malmsteen stuff is you can never really fit much melodic minor stuff in like what you're trying to do. That's the problem with all the function stuff, really. Is like you can do a rock solo, you can't really do anything too mental. But
so do you?
I love.
We're doing the covers band stuff, and you know the kind of stuff you do is very sort of you go across all different spans, don't you, and all different styles and your typical sort of party stuff. But do you miss? Would you like? And I know you said about doing a Bon Jovi tribute, but would you like to do a covers band where you can do all of this kind of thing?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't. That doesn't. Yeah, you said that, and it hasn't made me go, oh, I'd love to just shred a whole.
You
gig.
haven't gone. My God.
That doesn't appeal to me. I don't. I don't relish in the fact of having to play well on guitar for 2 hours.
Good answer.
You know, it'd be nice to chuck in a few more bits. But you know, I could chuck in as much as I want, really. But it's you know, it's how far do you want to? When you're already singing, you don't want to then also be just going the whole way through a whole gig. You know, it's not what anyone wants. You know, but.
Well, it depends. If you go to a Malmsteen concert, that's exactly what you want, isn't it?
Yeah. I've got a few Malmsteen riffs in the arsenal, but they're they won't come out now. And there's a really long lick there, which I'm not going to do.
I don't know. There's something about Malmsteen that just makes me smile. You know exactly what you're going to get. It's great.
Very smilable music. Phil's list, put on vest. You know, it was a tough decision to see which Vengeance. So I played. I don't know if you heard Vengeance by Malmsteen.
I probably have at some point.
It's one of his more commercially like good songs. Me and Nick played it for my college performance. I haven't played it in ages. It's a good one.
Go on then, let's hear it.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
Something like that. It's one of those riffs that you're like, I'd love to be able to play that one day. There's, yeah, lots of etc.
I've got a funny Malmsteen story actually for you. You might appreciate this.
Yeah.
You know the album Attack?
Mm.
Doogie White, who sang on that album. I don't know if do you know Doogie White at all? Heard the name?
I don't know of him personally.
He's sung with loads of people. He's kind of one of those sort of Jeff Scott Soto type singers who, you know, did the rounds with various people. And he sung with Rainbow, and he also sung with Malmsteen as well. He's on that Attack album. And he was saying that it's really funny when they were recording the album, they sat there and they literally made a checklist without you and we knowing of like all the things they expected to put in songs. So they sit there, they go like Vikings, tick, check, like, you know, gods, check, battle, check. And literally just went through, just got everything in there.
That's what you meant to do, isn't it? You might want to make a balance listing of all the cool things we can think of.
He's a box ticker, and we like that.
I love lots of his albums. It's gone a bit. It's not so good now, but
no. Did you hear that song? What was it? Blue Lightning or something?
Blue Lightning. Yeah, it's riding in my car. Malmsteen at his best.
Oh dear.
It's yeah. Yeah, no, I do love him though. I love that. I just realised, I don't know, I've probably done about 1 million of them. I love doing like pre-bend. I don't know if you would call it pre-bend, but instead of just doing a bend, I'll all the time go. Nice. Hit the note and then come back. Yeah, so I just, you know, I'd like to put my own kind of stamp on anything I'm doing, really, which happens to be a very 80s rock stamp, but...
No shit.
Luckily, no one else is doing it right now. Probably for good reason.
Okay, here's an important question for you.
Uh-huh.
And I did this to somebody else, and it did take them a little... Nick Woodham, pre-bend, saucy.
Pre-bend. That's what you get before a full bender.
Yeah. It's got a bit... That's a floppy lob, that is. That's a pre-bend. Right. So you get the phone call. 2 touring bands want you at the same time. Bon Jovi or Def Leppard.
Is this current? Like right now?
My mate said exactly the same thing. Oh no, I think
I feel like I would save Def Leppard just because the guitaring is a lot more fun.
Yeah.
But then I would, if it was present day, even if it was back in the day, to be honest. But especially if it was present day, I would consider Bon Jovi just to save him from Phil X, because I don't know what the hell Phil X is doing. But it ain't Sam Bora. Sam Bora is a national treasure, and he's so good at guitar. He's so good at singing. I'm a bigger Sam Bora fan than Bon Jovi fan. But yeah, Bon Jovi just can't sing anymore, which pains me to say.
Which is really odd, because like he was properly trained in everything, wasn't he? So maybe it's just too much heavy touring.
Well, it's one of these things, like we're kind of saying with singers, like some Bruce Springsteen is still singing 3.5-hour sets now, and you know, at his age, probably 10-20 years older than Bon Jovi, and you know, through no fault of your own, sometimes things happen and your voice goes, and that's what it is.
It just changes over the years.
And so it's as much practice and effort you can put into something. Sometimes when it comes to something like, I'd say it'd be specific to singing. Like, you know, I'd like to think if you were, you know, I don't know, maybe you could call arthritis and hand pains like something natural that would get in the way of you being really good at guitar as you got older. But as a singer, there's just too many factors that could get in the way. Really, you know, there's too many factors to blame on any one thing. He could have just lost it. He could have been a saint and still lost it, and still not be able to sing now. So
I feel so sorry for him whenever he's at a wedding and people try and get him up to do Living on a Prayer. You think, oh, give the man a break, for God's sake.
Oh, it's funny though, because he can still seem to sing all right on the records. It's just when you hear him in person, he's like, it's like, no, come on, it's not even that high. Come on, John.
You just feel so sorry. It's got to be one of those horrible things being a singer if you can't hit.
Well, that's the thing. Like, he obviously must know it, and I don't blame him for still gigging, because Bon Jovi is a massive organisation, and they do so much. And who cares? If you're a musician and you want to keep gigging, who's anyone to tell you to stop?
Oh,
you know?
Okay, right. I asked this question on one of my other streams as well, and it's a bit of a controversial one, but it'd be interesting to get your take on it. If you are to the point where, so you get like Meatloaf, where he passed out on stage and they still had his vocals going in the background.
He's a really good singer, man. Yeah. I've heard him sing from the floor before.
Yeah, I've seen when he sings when he's not even moving his lips and he's unconscious. He's incredible. But if you get to that point where all your vocals, or the vast majority of your vocals, are on backing track and you're not even doing a live show anymore, do you think that is the point to stop, or do you think you could still? Is it right to still go?
I think you can argue that most pop stars are doing that now while they're fully in health.
Very true.
If people want to see the show, then if they want to see that person, that character, you know, I would say the answer's already there, because people do it now.
Yeah,
whether I would personally do it or not, I don't know. Yeah.
Have you ever mimed? Have you ever?
I've never had a mime note. No, I've had the opportunity. I'll say, you know, I used to do all the backing tracks for Pop Gun, so I could have easily put in whatever I wanted. But no, I've never mimed a vocal. I think it'd be really hard to do anyway, because you'd have to try and match the vocal tone and the level on a stereo backing track for it to be believable. So I've not done that before. Apart from in videos, obviously.
Of course.
So
I think you can spot I remember I saw. Do you know the band Symphony X?
Yeah.
Michael.
I can't remember any Symphony X riffs.
It's like if a Dulux dog could play guitar, it is him.
Yeah.
But all of they had a load of their harmonies on backing track.
And backing vocals that's a different thing.
But the thing is, if you've got them on there, don't bother singing and pretending you're doing it. Just allow them on the backing track rather than being like.
Maybe they're doing a low harmony. You never know.
You can tell.
They're buried in there.
Come on.
Well, this is the hilarious thing. Like, I know, I used to use like a TC Helicon vocal effects processor, and I remember like researching at the time and saw that Toto had like 5 of them in their rack.
Mm.
You know, and obviously it's Toto. They're great singers, so that's gonna work very well.
Yeah.
But it's God, where was I going with that point?
Actually, there's a clip of them doing when they're playing Africa, and you can hear that during certain points they are properly singing together. But as soon as it's gonna take a lot, that bit comes in, you can hear it's all on backing.
It's the age-old thing, isn't it? Like, people are like, well, you shouldn't do that because you can't do it live, and it's like, you know, it's where do you draw the line of, I can create this, but just because I can't hire a 30-man band, just because I can't hire a choir to do all my backing vocals, does that mean they shouldn't be there? You know,
I think the golden rule would be.
I think yes. You know, if it's in there and it's not totally a fake, then and it just makes it a really nice sound, then I'm all for it. You know, I've seen massive bands who are 3 pieces, just guitar, bass, and drums, and 2 singers, but you know everything was on track. It was ridiculous. But it was an amazing show.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was such a good show, and it's like a business. You know, you can't run that business on a 13-piece band. You can run it on a 5-piece band though. Mm-hmm. So why not? Not?
I suppose as long as the punter enjoys it.
Yeah, and you know, that's where the trick comes in to how good your backing tracks are. You know, if someone just got a karaoke backing track and they're using that, you see it, you hear it a mile off.
Yeah.
Whereas, if you've made your own backing track that has your own take on it, then it becomes something different, and you've made it, and why not?
How far can you take it though? What if people say, you know what, I'll put my guitar on it?
Yeah, no, I don't think. Yeah. Obviously there are limits. Like I think in Pop Gun where we played everything to track, they were very sparse tracks. There was never a track that was, unless it was a track we didn't really want to learn or play.
Yeah.
That we just
chuck it all on backing.
If we had to do like a one-off or something, it'd just be something like Together in Electric Dreams or something like that, which is just all synths. And I'm like, well, I've got two hands, but not enough for all of that, So yeah, I like to just use as little as possible. I don't think we did have a few backing vocals on there, but not hordes, because like you say, it just comes out of nowhere, and then it's like great. So
yeah, I think if you can get that nice balance between genuine vocals and a bit of support on backing, it can work really well.
You want the main vocals to be working, and the backings just to be filling it out.
We have Dwayne Nichols. Dane. Sorry.
Been playing too much. What was it? Road Rash had a character called Dwayne.
Oh, did it? Well, you're not old enough to remember Road Rash. How old are you?
A bit of Road Rash on PS1.
Oh god, that's not real Road Rash.
No, I know
you young scamp.
I remember there was previous versions. That was my first entrance into Road Rash PS1. Worst gig. Cool. Obviously wasn't that memorable, otherwise I would remember it.
Okay, we'll go through the list of things that can cause a bad gig. Have you ever been knocked over by a member of the public?
Yes. I think the problem being a frontman is people they feel like they can just come up to you and do whatever. Same with a guitar, people come up and they just start playing your guitar, and you're like, great, you can just leave that alone, that's fine.
Yeah.
But with singing, they feel like they can grab your mic, they feel like they can grab you.
Yes.
I've been grabbed in every which way area.
Oh yeah. What kind of gigs do you play?
Yeah. The GOY. I used to like going in the audience because I thought it's very engaging. People loved it. It made for a good selfie. It was it was nice, but I found whenever I would go into the audience, I would just get absolutely molested, and people were like, "Oh, surely you'd love that." And I'm like, "Funnily enough, not quite. It's not quite what it's cracked up to be."
Yeah, you don't get to choose who molests you.
No, this is it. This is absolutely it. So, but I remember one time I did, get back onto stage, and that's the thing. As the front man, you have to just maintain that front. You can't be pissed off. And I did finish that gig, and I think I did chuck my guitar on the floor. So that was
ooh, angry Phil.
Angry Phil. But that's about it. So, I can't think worst playing gig. I've definitely, I don't know. Yeah, had one or two gigs where it's been a struggle, but that one sticks out in my mind.
Have you ever had ones where you've literally just had almost a complete block on songs, and you just get there and shit?
No, I think I do all right on that front.
That's just me then.
I have a secret trick where I have my phone on my mic stand, so anything I need to know is on there. So
good man.
I'm never just in complete limbo.
We're going to say I've got a secret trick. I've got a guitarist who just sits backstage and plays for me.
I've got a backing singer and a guitarist, and mine's not even plugged in there.
Good man.
It's, so either you mime at my wedding or you're pre-sacked. Great. I would happily mime at your wedding, Nick. I'll just set the backing track on and.
Shall we all do it? We'll make sure he's paid us all first.
The problem with miming is you've still got to learn the lyrics and the timing, so it's 2/3 of the work. You might as well just sing it.
That's true.
I hate vocal phrasing. It's it's nice when you've got a first dance song or something and it's nice and cliche. You can guess it. You can look at the chord sheet and you can literally guess the song. Yeah. When you've got like Sheeran does it a lot, where it's just got all these very weird and wonderful phrases and melodies, and it's like, I'm going to sing this song once, and I've got to learn all of this.
I found that with bands like Incubus, trying to sing some of that stuff, that it's just so free time in places, and you just get completely lost.
It is, I'm not about that. No. I stick to the guitar. I've got some chords. It's,
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Your favourite solo of all?
Favourite solo?
The one that brings you much joy and happiness to the ends of the earth.
I'll tell you what, actually. It's going to be... I'll mention a few, just because the one that came to my mind then was the solo from As I Am by Dream Theater.
Oh, okay.
Because that's just a really, really cool solo. I would say there's definitely some Paul Gilbert ones which tweak my fancy. A couple of Van Halen ones. I'm a big Van Halen fan.
Yeah,
he's so good. As we said before, which Nick's here, the Get the Funk Out solo. I think that's a joy to everyone. That's always a pleasure for anyone to hear.
Oh, we heard you've been we heard you're doing a video on this, Phil.
We've got a new music video coming out. Me and Nick and Ryan, who's here actually, or he might not be here anymore. He might have fucked off.
Probably.
Of Get the Funk Out, which is I can't remember how it goes now. One of those. Then you got all that tapping-y goodness, which I can't remember now. Somewhere in there.
That's how we should have played it.
As I was saying to Mike earlier, I'm a bit of a learn it, record it, forget it kind of guy. But trust me, it's on the track.
Yeah, and it's perfect, everyone.
In fairness, I'm very perfectionist when I'm playing rhythm guitar. Like if I'm recording, my rhythm guitar will be, not because I'm amazing guitar, but just because I will do enough takes until it's right.
Yeah.
But when it comes to doing soloing, I do quite like leaving a bit of mess in there, as long as it's that tasteful mess, a tasteful bit of, so that noise in between or whatever. If it sounds like it's got a bit more attitude in there, then
Which is what makes it sound natural and real, doesn't it? Anthony asks, "What's that amp? Super 80s tones."
What is that amp?
What is it?
This amp it's just amp model, just a good old Line 6.
Yay!
Good old Line 6. You can't beat it. Join it. So this particular sound is just a 5150 model. However, this is something for all my years of playing guitar, I was always like Tube Screamer. That's the way, I've had, it is a go-to pedal for anyone. And then quite recently I found out about the SD1, which is just, again, the Boss standard super overdrive. But I was like, wow, I even like that even more, and I just never even knew about it. But even more recently, to present day,
wow.
I found out about the Rat pedal, the Rat classic distortion pedal.
Oh, yeah.
Which I never knew about, but it just sounds like a cocked wah. It just has so much, like... that's if I turn that pedal off, let's see what happens. But I'm not. Sounds like I'm purposely making myself sound bad there. I'll try the same level of screaming out.
It doesn't ring as much, does it?
Yeah, it just has that. So if I turn it back on now.
Yeah.
It's got that. It sounds like I've got a sustainer on or something like that,
Yeah.
which I would love to have, but it would be sacrilege to ruin this guitar with a sustainer. Yeah. So that's I would recommend that pedal.
Very nice.
Screamy 80s, but I also love using the Marshall presets. This is like a Marshall-y one. So I can still kind of get it out of there. I'd like to think it had something to do with my playing, and it wasn't just the pedals in the Magic Box.
Of course it does.
Crush, Kill, Destroy. Oh, I can't even remember how that goes. Funny, I've actually got a drop D tuner on this, but I doubt it works.
Not bad.
It's not too bad, is it? I can't remember how that song goes, Adam. But thanks for watching.
Cheers for your support.
One of our own songs. So it definitely started like that.
Sounds lovely.
Good.
I'd buy it.
Oh no, it's... Something like that. Oh, what a good memory to... I need to learn some of our old riffs again. It's actually... Someone said this to me on Instagram the other day. They said it's 10 years anniversary of the second album, which is hilarious because we completely missed the first the first album's 10-year anniversary.
Oh dear.
It's literally been 10 years since that came out, and this guy was like, "Oh, you should do something." So
reunion tour, mate. Once this is all over.
Reunions. That's the thing. Like Sam, obviously similar with me, playing function bands, and that's our livelihood. So we can't just go and play an originals gigs for fun and not eat for the day.
No, it's a hard life, isn't it? Doing what we do.
As much as we'd love to go and just practice for how many practices it would be just to prepare for one gig, and then
preaching to the choir, boy.
Yeah, walk away with a burger and a beer if you're lucky. Yeah. But I kind of thought, I've got all the stems from both the albums. No, one. I hope both. Definitely one. So I was like, I'd quite like to do a little remix or something fun with it. But we did also have a few demos which never got used. So I kind of want to do something. It'd be nice. 10-year anniversary.
Yeah, do like one of those expanded editions where you just basically you chuck out the same shit and just whack a load of extras on the end.
Definitely won't be a full release. It'll just be something fun on Facebook or something. No one's paying for a release.
So
you got to have the demand for a release.
Yeah, that's very true. So where can people find the music of Phil?
The music of Phil. You can go to youtube.com/ the Phil. So I was trying to do a slash.
Oh, you're just too cool for school.
/ the Phil Maher.
The Phil Maher.
It was a running joke at the time.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want to do it. Everyone talked me into it, and then they ripped me afterwards for it.
That's called peer pressure, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that's what it is. So yeah, like Chesney Hawkes, the one and only. So that's where I've got all my videos and stuff like that, and the Hot Shots is the hotshots.co.uk.
Excellent.
You can go wrong.
Sweet.
So, that's most of the thing. That's both of the projects. That's it.
Oh, and when is your Extreme video coming out?
As soon as I've edited it. So I'm hoping to get a good day in tomorrow. So I'd love to say Sunday, but I think it might be Monday.
Yeah.
But in the very near future. So please give that a check out because Nick and Ryan are ridiculously good on it. It's been great doing some real drums with Ryan, and yeah, Nick's just such a good bass player. Sounds great.
They are two very talented bunders, let's be honest.
Yeah. So, yeah, check that out and check out all the Hot Shots videos that we've done recently because they're all good fun. A little travel through time.
Excellent.
There we go. Yeah.
Sexy stuff, as Sean Quigley says. Right, Mr. Phil, it's been an absolute pleasure to catch up with you and make your acquaintance.
Yeah, no, thanks so much for having me on, and yeah, just thank you for doing all these streams. Literally, I've seen loads of them just every week. I think it's great what you're doing, and I think everyone should support you, Mike.
Oh, thank you.
And donate away, tip away. You got tip jar, haven't you?
We have a donate thing, yes, so people can donate. But just remember, we do these streams to make you all feel better about yourselves. We play badly, so you don't have to.
Yeah. No, but seriously, yeah, I think you do a great job, and I'm really happy to have been invited on.
Oh, cheers, mate. Once we're all up and running again, and people can actually be around each other without giving each other deadly illnesses, you'll have to come over and have a jam and
some kisses.
Yeah, some kisses and cuddles and cheeky fingers. Like the good old days. All right, buddy.
Okay. All right. We'll leave it there.
Yeah. Don't spoil the moment. I just want to take that away with me. Right, so thank you to
what happens off stream afterwards now, didn't they?
Yeah, the party really starts, everyone. So thank you to everybody who's liked the stream and for joining in. Thank you, Mr. Phil.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and have a good one.
Yes.
Stay safe.
Indeedy, and we shall see you all very soon. This is me filling time just so I can find the button I've got to press to set the outro. So take care, everyone. All the best, and we will see you soon. Tatty bye.